There is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin, the sick soul. The name of that song is Balm in Gilead, and it's a song that's deeply rooted in my culture here in America. And I'll share a little bit more about that later as we go along with this. But hi, my name is D.C. Washington, and I am honored to be here to be part of the Hands Offering Hope's Youth Leadership Institute. And I've been asked to speak a little bit about singing and how song music can help us process what we're feeling, to think about what we're going through, and how that impacts how we feel. I am not used to doing this kind of thing, but I am honored to be here to do my part to help inspire you, to hopefully give you something to think about, and to be a light to you as you go about your day of learning and understanding and becoming the leaders that the organization wants you to be. So, who am I? I tell you, my name is D.C. Washington. I live in Northern Virginia, not too far from our nation's capital. And yes, D.C. is my name. The D stands for Dwight, and I'll let you guess what the C stands for. I am glad to be a part of your Self-Expression Week. And I'll tell you a little bit about my history and where I come from. I grew up in the southern part of America. I come from a family of 4 brothers and 1 sister. I am the youngest of the 5. We always had music in our home. We had an old piano, not quite like this piano, but my sister played the piano. When I was old enough, when I was in junior high school, around 7th grade here, I became a band person. I played what was known at that point in time a baritone. When I got to high school, I learned to play French horn, and eventually I decided I wanted to be a music teacher. And so when I went out to college, that's what I studied. I studied music. Instead of studying band, I studied voice. And at the end of the day, when I graduated from college, I had to go in the Army for a couple of years, and 2 years turned into 22 years, and sort of left the music teaching behind, but music has always remained a big part of my life. And so that's why I've been asked to come and share with you about the role of singing and the message of songs. And I'm going to do that pretty much from my own personal experience and my own personal culture, but it is universally applied to wherever you are and whatever you are doing and wherever you come from. Singing is the true mother tongue of all humankind, for it is the most natural and simple way in which we are individually in the space. We are there and can communicate fully with all our experiences, our feelings, and our hopes. Singing is firstly the inner dance of the breath of the soul, and it can also free our bodies from the stiffness in dance and can teach us the rhythm of life. In singing, we can refine ourselves so that we respect our fellow creatures and the time in which we live. The song of the human being touches us directly, leading to growing understanding, participation, and comprehension beyond all words. I believe this is possible because human nature is revealed in singing. Without question, singing belongs to the very nature of humankind, for there are no cultures where singing does not take place. Singing as a form of communication is deeply rooted in my own culture, the African American culture. It began with African slaves who were kidnapped and shipped across the Atlantic Ocean. Slaves from different countries, tribes, and cultures used singing as a way to communicate during their voyage. So I ask you this question. How do you use songs to communicate? How many of you have shared some special song with another friend to express something you were thinking or feeling? How many of you shared that love song track with that special person that you couldn't quite come up with the right words to say, just to give them an understanding of how you were feeling? Well, the slaves used singing to look for relatives, countrymen, and others through song. It was so deep and rooted in what they were doing, even the white crewmen were puzzled sometimes about the singing and how it affected the slaves. The crewmen would say, they frequently sing, the men and women answering one another. But what is the subject of the song? I cannot say. Although they were not understood by the crewmen, the songs were understood by those that it was being communicated to. And even the crewmen understood the sorrowful tone of the songs. Music was a way for the slaves to express their feelings, whether it was sorrow, joy, inspiration, or hope. And those songs were passed down from generation to generation throughout slavery. So what songs do you use to express your feelings? Songs are the music and the words. And the words are poetry. And poetry taking flight with the music is what we connect with. The song I sang earlier was called Balm in Gilead. And balm is a word that's used for an ointment or something used to bring healing or soothing, to take away the pain. And Gilead is a Old Testament place that in Jeremiah, the prophet speaks of, is there no balm in Gilead? And the spiritual writer took that phrase and said, I may not be in Gilead, but where I am right now is Gilead. And where you are right now is Gilead. And I have to ask the question, is there some ointment, some medicine, some healing that can take place in this place? And the hymn, the spiritual, answered that question by saying, there is a balm in Gilead. Sometimes I feel discouraged and think my work's in vain, but then the Holy Spirit revives my soul again. There is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin, the sick soul. Another spiritual that was used in a similar way. A plea, a prayer for God to come and do for me what he did for the Jews who were being held captive in Egypt. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land, tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. When Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's there is a spiritual of hope, of saying this was not always going to be my circumstance. This was not going to be how life was going to be forever, because I could look over and see a better life. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forward to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forward to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming forward to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming forward to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forward to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forward to carry me home. So, in singing, we become inspiring and creative beings of sound. Through singing, we breathe life into our world and actions. It offers love, joy, hope, and confidence, but also sings away the pain in our souls. And in forgiving others, enliven our hearts, we're able to become the unifying song of the hymn of creation. Singing can at the same time move us in our inner being. All our experiences and our knowledge tells us that it can be so. Every beginning, even the smallest step along this path, would be uplifting. In singing, we acknowledge one another and the world. I encourage you to sing from deep within, and with that singing, bring inner strength to face the outer world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. I hope that as a result of this short talk, you will be inspired, that you will think deeper about the giving involved in singing and the receiving involved in singing. God bless you, and thank you for your time.